All right. Well, I look a little more rough each one of these videos that I get, but just give me a break because it's quarantine. And, I don't always want to put makeup on in the morning, especially 9 in the morning when I'm supposed to be starting work. So, anyway, hi. We are at the end of week 4, going into week 5, and I had my weigh in this morning. A little bit of context. I last weekend was Thanksgiving weekend, so I am now 176.5 pounds. That means that I lost 2 pounds this last week, which is better than all the other weeks, 1.4 and then 1.5 and now 2. But my body fat percentage went up to 41.7. It was down to 40.5%, which was very odd, but we have an explanation. So, my water, interestingly enough, 75.5. It was 77.5 last time, so it went down quite a bit. And let's see, BMI is listed as 27.6, down from 28 last week. So here's the thing. Those all sound like really good numbers, minus the body fat percentage. A lot of weird medical stuff happening for me recently. Firstly, I this summer had measured my cholesterol after donating blood, and really bad cholesterol. And right at the beginning of this, they did blood work, and my cholesterol had gone down by like 20 points or something, total cholesterol down. I went last week to get my blood tested and then found out my results yesterday, and it is saying that my cholesterol is down like 100 points, which is insane and doesn't make any sense. There's probably things around that. I wasn't fasting when I did the Medi weight loss one. Things I was eating days before. I mean, there's reasons and explanations, but I don't know. It's hard to celebrate it because it just doesn't really feel real. Like, did they screw something up with my blood or something? I don't know. But again, weird thing. And then today it was like, okay, so I lost 2 pounds, but lady was like, well, you're going to get back into keto. By the way, I'm not totally in keto right now, or ketosis. And next time the weight you'll lost will be fat. And I'm like, well, what the hell is the weight that I lost? Although I guess it would make sense that my water weight went down 2 pounds. So it was maybe water weight. So I don't know that I can genuinely celebrate having lost 2 pounds, really, quite honestly, because my water weight could just pop right back up tomorrow. So let's reflect on that in the week. It's super frustrating to me that you could have only one day that you don't maybe eat that great, or like you're not sticking to this diet, and that you wouldn't like legitimately lose weight and you would fluctuate all like this. Surprisingly, I did not eat poorly for Thanksgiving. I actually stuck really well to the diet. Had turkey and green beans. I tasted the mashed potatoes, but I didn't really have any. I had a roll that night, a bread roll. But I didn't eat a ton of calories. I did have a couple dirty martinis. But I didn't really behave badly at all. It wasn't until, I guess badly, that's shame, badly. I didn't break the thing really at all. There's not bad behavior. I don't know. I went and head into it and had Mexican food on Saturday. I had a quesadilla and some chips and queso. And then in the evening, I had like 2 beers with friends. And beer really did it. I knew it had thrown me out of keto. The next day, I wasn't hungry really at all. I barely ate. I was cleaning my house, so I walked like 12,000 steps. It was all over the place, which, again, not really great because I wasn't eating consistently. My body was probably freaking out. Yesterday, I ate way more consistently to the diet in the sense that, like, I ate regularly throughout the day. I ate protein. I had like a vegetable, and I took my own keto this morning, to ketosis strips, and then I know that they did theirs, and basically, like, I was like, no, I'm definitely not really in keto. There was like trace amounts or something like that, or low. I know that I'll be back into it within a day or two, but I guess I kind of learned my lesson, because you'll know from my last video that I was like, oh, I like cheated a little bit, and then I got right back into it, and it's like, yeah, and I kind of like dove off the deep end on the like Mexican food, and the beer probably really, really did it. So not such a great decision, at least to stay connected to this. But I feel like I learned a lesson. I'm kind of glad I learned it over Thanksgiving instead of coming onto Christmas. I feel like I'm super lucky, #blessed. Silver lining on this whole COVID thing is that we canceled our Christmas vacation, where we would have been eating really good food in Charleston. And instead, we're just going to be doing stuff at home, and I don't really have a reason to eat anything that much outside of the diet. Our dinner we're going to do is a steakhouse, where I can have steak and a vegetable very easily. And that really, will be it. And so, running up until now, the next several weeks until we get to Christmas at the end of the month, hopefully I'll be back, I will be back into ketosis, and I will have been doing the diet, and I will be losing fat, not just water weight. So I don't know, I'm feeling bummed out. It's kind of the feeling that I had over the whole thing. Over the weekend, I felt bummed out that I had decided to eat off diet and didn't really stick to it, even though I got through Thanksgiving fine. There was not really an excuse for it, aside from having had some cocktails and waking up in the morning and really wanting something substantial to eat and different. I am getting a little bored with the food options that I have in the house. I was given the login to the website, and apparently they have recipes and things. I like to cook, so I'm going to look those up and see what I can make that's more interesting. I don't know. I'm also getting, I feel like a lot of the quick pick meat things that I grab, like deli meat and stuff, just taste really salty. Same with like turkey bacon and stuff. It just tastes kind of salty to me, and I'm not really enjoying that. I am drinking water. Water hack. I bought a gallon jug of water, and I just keep refilling it each day, and then pouring all my glasses of water from the 1 gallon jug, so that I know that I drank a gallon of water. That's actually probably why my water weight went down 2 pounds, is because for the last 2 days after having my cheat day, I drank my entire gallon of water, and really consistently throughout the day. So drink that water. It helps you with the water weight situation, but it also doesn't really feel real, does it? Unless it's fat poundage. So, as I said, not really feeling that great, even though it's 2 pounds, because it just doesn't feel really real. What other things? Workout-wise, as I think I've said before, I have an elliptical. I've been getting on that. I've been turning on old episodes of Buffy and put an episode on and do elliptical for 30 minutes or so, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and doing that. Just wearing my Fitbit again for steps, getting steps in the day and everything. So let's say 176.5. I'm starting to get to the point. I hope in a week from now I'm at 174.5 because that would be where I was last year before I ended up putting weight back on again. And I'll start to feel like maybe I'm making progress on what I lost last year instead of trying to catch back up to it. I do have to say, overall, I mean, we're talking an 13-pound weight loss so far, 14 pounds, something like that. And I feel good. I feel really good. I do feel perfectly energized, even though, I mean, I get those B complex shots, but I do feel good. I feel thinner. I'm looking thinner. So, you know, it's working. It is just like anything else, a diet that you have to stick to and do and just be consistent. And I have a really big problem looking at things long term. I'm like into the weeds all the time. I'm like a 2 days, like 2 days of perfection, and then that's where I get thrown off. And uh, I have to look at the pull out and see the bigger picture and know that this is all laddering up to what will hopefully be a 50-pound weight loss by the end, and then something that I can actually maintain. I think that that was the realization of like, oh, you kind of binged out on something this weekend, and your behavior was sort of like the behavior that you've had in the past, helped you put the weight on. And that was scary because it's realized that there's more that I need to heal mentally, and really tackle the whys behind why I do stuff, something like that, uh, in order to maintain something like this long term. So that's the end of week 4, going into week 5. Do I look thinner? Do I? I'll see you guys next week.